Hi, Irina. It's Cindy. Nice to see you on again. I was thinking about you the other day and hope you're feeling better.
I'm sorry. I had myself on mute because I'm still actually wrapping up at work. I apologize. Um, I'm getting better. I actually had a couple more injections, which are starting to help. So thank you for asking. I appreciate that.
Oh, I was mute. Are you doing any kind of exercise, Irina?
Uh, if I did a few, like I did a couple sessions. Actually, I think I just did like the one session with Brittany, and then
Oh,
like horrendous pain afterwards, and I'm like, I
oh,
think that's too soon. And then,
yeah.
all right,
Well, mhm.
let's
Well,
try a couple
good.
options. So it's just such a slow process. So
I
I'm trying to
know.
see what
Mm.
else I can do. It's just awful,
I
honestly.
can't imagine. Yeah, because you had worked so hard, to get to where you are, and then after the pregnancy, and on and on. So, oh well, it'll come back, I guess, eventually.
Yeah, yeah, I know. It sucks. It really does.
Yeah. Well, I think about you, so I'm glad that you're hanging in there.
I appreciate you checking on me.
Yeah, yeah.
All right. Hello, everyone. Can you
Hi,
guys hear us?
can anybody hear us? We don't have our
Yeah,
special.
yeah, I can hear you. I
Okay,
can hear you fine.
good. I can hear
Perfect.
you good too. Good, excellent. Okay, so we've got a pretty long agenda, so I'm going to get started with a congratulations to all of the Athlete of the Year nominees for 2022 season, NASA Power Sports. And we're really excited. We had quite a bit of nominees. We had one female, Rhonda, and one male, Mike Greenlee, who got 2 nominations, which is wonderful. So Cindy had a great idea for us to all meet up just for a congratulations celebration together. So we're thinking about going to Pins Mechanical, and I have you all
One
on the
downtown,
line.
right? To the one in Dublin.
No, the one that's closest to the people that drive the furthest would be Easton, the brand new one that is on Worth Avenue.
Oh, okay.
So it's a brand new one. And a lot of the people that I talked to said Easton would be the closest to them. They said Grove City would be even closer, but I don't think there's one in Grove City. So I'm going to go to share screen so you can kind of see where it is. So give me a moment here to get us over there. And right here. Okay, so this is kind of what it looks like. So it's pretty cool. There's just like a lot of different games. So these are like pinball machines. And there's just like different games and stuff that you can do there. And Jody and I are going to bring like some protein snacks to just put on the table for us. And then we'll just be there just to kind of show support for all the nominees, because that's really what matters. The nominations, what matters. Winning it, I mean, okay, we already win a lot. So just the very fact of being nominated when they do all of their coefficient math and consider, you know, it's not just you in your age class, it's everyone in your age class. And it's also not you just in your weight class either. So you've got a lot of different ages and people that they have to combine all that in order to do their math, to get that coefficient for you to even get a nomination. So it's a really big deal. So we just would like to do that together. Now, I know some people are my clients, so I know that they're traveling. So I want to put a couple dates out there. I know Cindy's gone the final Thursday of the month, which is the 23rd.
I have a group every Thursday. Why are we looking at Thursdays?
Well, that's the first thing I'm looking at.
Well, I cannot do Thursdays because I have 20 people committed to my TVX session.
Okay, so then if we can pick a Friday.
Friday would work, but you just have to take Todd's meeting time away.
Yeah, of course. So a Friday, and
Let me get my
so
paper
Friday the
calendar.
17th,
Hold on. I think I
and
have a facial that day.
that's the day. It's gonna be in the
I
evening.
don't
It's not
even
gonna be in
put
the
makeup on my
daytime.
facial.
So it's not gonna be during that. So Friday the 17th of February, that would be a February meetup. If we cannot all agree on
Oh,
the
we can do
17th,
We have our Jan's meeting earlier in the day.
it's early.
Yeah, no. that's fine.
I'm looking at my calendar. I know what's possible for later. So all these people work, so they're not even gonna be able to go anywhere till after
No,
work
I
anyway.
know.
So 17th, I need to hear from everyone if that's a potential date. Choose 17. If not, we're out of February and we're into March. And then it would be Friday the 17th of March,
We're all the
or
way at the end of March.
we're already there if we're only gonna go with the Friday. So
Ugh.
Friday the 17th or Friday the 24th of March, so 17th or 24th of March, if 2/17 doesn't work. So
Hey,
I just,
Melinda, what is this for an outing?
it's an outing for the Power Sports Athlete of the Year nominees. We want to go to Mechanical, spend a couple hours together, just like part of our little mini celebration with each other.
Hold on, Friday the 17th is St. Patrick's Day, and that's gonna be a shit show,
March
so that's
17th.
no. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
a no, since
Mhm.
it's St. Patrick's Day. It's gonna be a drunken shit show.
So the 17th's gone now. So February would be February 17th, Friday, February 17th. And then the next opening, if it's not going to be March 17th, Friday, that's all St. Patrick's Day weekend, so that's completely gone. Then we got Friday, the 24th of March. And we want everyone, so anyone who's ever competed on the power sports team, everyone's invited. So we want everyone together, be awesome. And like I said, we're just all going just to have a couple hours together, just in our little celebration of Athlete of the Year nominees. I'm
Hey,
putting,
Melinda,
does anyone have objections to 217 or 324?
Melinda, Jody's trying to get on. She can't get on. I had difficulty too with the link. But I did get on. So I'm trying to get her on. So I'll ask her.
Okay, all right.
Oh,
Yeah.
what happened to a Sunday afternoon? Because we thought it wouldn't be as crowded.
The Sunday afternoon.
Yeah, is
Uh,
that not possible?
I don't see why that would be or not possible.
Well, now we run into the Sundays that Todd and I have to film and the track workouts.
So, we're talking if we go to,
How do we look?
we have got,
Just for my 2 cents, 17th
yeah, they
of,
still can be a Sunday because you film for an hour or two.
Or 3.
Yeah, well, he's breaking it up between me and you now. So it wouldn't be on the practice day. So this Sunday is the 12th. Is that what the Sunday is? Yeah, this Sunday's the
Yeah.
12th practice day. So we got the 19th, which is a Sunday, February 19th. So Sunday, the 19th, 219. Then the next one would be 312, Sunday, 312. Well, all right, so give me some feedback, people. So I got Fridays 217, if Friday works better, versus a
Friday.
Sunday.
Friday's good for me, 17th.
Yeah, I like the
You know
17th.
what?
I'm out.
It's better if someone gave me objections, because I can't do it with just a bunch of yays. It'd be easier for me to hear if something was off the board, off the table, so then I can scratch it. Because all the nominees have to be there for sure, obviously.
The 19th is off for me because I'll be in Florida.
Okay, so no on 219. And then we
Wait.
got,
Oh, wait, 219 or 319?
it's 219.
Okay.
219. Yeah.
So I got
I'm actually-
217,
I'm
I
at-
got a Friday 217, I got Friday 324, 219's gone, Sunday 312. So those are the three.
Isn't that track practice? We
Yeah.
have to go after practice.
312? Yeah, for 312 is gone. That's track practice.
Yeah.
So that's not an option. It would have to be Sunday 319 if this February one doesn't work.
I'm out. I'm in California 319.
All right, that's gone. All right. Can everybody make Friday 217? Because I would like it to be in February,
Yeah.
if possible.
Yeah.
Can everybody make 217? Can we
The
make it
weather's
happen?
Shitty, there's nothing else to do. Let's have a party. Well, nobody said
217.
no, so that's not any problem.
Okay.
Yeah, no
All
objections.
right,
Yay.
all right. Well, let's put it on the calendar, people.
Woo!
Friday 217,
That's
Pins
easier than we thought.
Mechanical.
What time do you want to make our reservation?
Pins Mechanical, Easton, which is on Worth Avenue. I'm putting it in my phone right now, and it's a Friday, so
I mean, we're gonna want to make a reservation.
if people, are you allowed to make reservations?
I think so.
Okay.
We'll see.
You
So
can I think you reserve the lanes. Like if you want to reserve a bowling lane, if you're just going to drink, you don't make a reservation. But if you want to play the bowling, I think you do reserve a lane.
yeah, let's do that.
We
Yeah,
had a party there for Nick's girlfriend. It was for her birthday, and she did reserve it. They do charge you for like reserving an area with
Okay.
the lanes. So she just did that so she knew she had a spot, but you can just go and show up. And I hope everybody knows there is no food there. It's just alcohol. So thanks for the protein. You
yes,
are allowed,
we're gonna bring the protein snacks.
yeah, you're allowed to bring in food, but they just have alcohol. It's a great time. It's a lot of fun.
Oh, good. I'm excited. I've
Yeah,
never
it's fun.
been. That's
Oh,
awesome.
it's a lot.
So, what about all the people who aren't on tonight?
Well, I mean, I have to start somewhere, so I'm
Yeah.
starting right
Okay.
here, and then we'll get feedback from other people. All right, so 2/17, put it on the calendar. Then I'll do a confirmation once this email goes out to everyone else. And then reserve a lane is the way it works. Okay. And then the time you want to say like 6:15 to 8:15 p.m. Is that good? What kind of feedback, people? You guys are the ones that work jobs, not me.
Yay, that's good.
All right. Okay. All right. So I'll re-verify that. I just wanted to get that out of the way, get that congratulations to all the Athlete of the Year nominees, which is wonderful. Okay. So next up, we're going to go over, we're going to talk about the meal plan for the month of February. So this is all athletes. And what the goal for February is, so when it comes to power sports, so some of you are two sport athletes and you've got to be putting on muscle. And then at the same time, just making sure you're not gaining fat pounds and the weight is not climbing. So that's why this meal plan is going to kind of work in that direction of that. I have noticed everyone that's been doing VIP training, Brittany and I have both noticed that anyone that's on the track team that's doing VIP training, all their lifts are stronger than you were this time last year, getting ready for power sports. So it goes to show how all the work that's going on for track is deeply impacting the actual power sports athletes. So we're way ahead of schedule on everyone's lifts at this point. And we still have 4 good months. So anyway, so we've got some pretty long intermittent fasting times on this one, which really digs into body fat. So 3 times a week, you got some kind of long intermittent fast happening. The purpose of this one, he wants to test out putting more of a carb meal as meal number 2 for you all across the board. And obviously that would be a meal that would occur before you would do workouts. So the workouts that you would do during the day. So he's like, I want to fuel them more to be able to push harder in their workouts whenever they're actually getting their workouts in. So kind of lean when they wake up and then fuel them real intense before their workouts. Then he's got you leaning out a lot for meal 3 and definitely for meal 4. So that way your body burns a ton of fat at rest. You just naturally are bringing your weight down, but you're not dying of starvation with just a lot of proteins only.
Well, and you're not hindering your performance. So
Yeah.
this is really how I had to eat in the summer. I was experimenting with different carbs, with doing oats, with doing fruit, with doing different like bread products before I would go to the track. And then it's like the way I'm circling back into eating now, where obviously I'm having my shake for dinner. I had chicken earlier as like my middle afternoon meal. And then I had my carbs at lunchtime with more protein. And then when I woke up, I did egg whites and some HP oats. So a little bit of carbs first thing in the morning, slow burning with protein. I'll also do like yogurt and protein powder together. That's also a good first thing in the morning if I'm in a rush. But if I have time to make egg whites, I do egg whites. And then I do my carbs at lunch, either depending on my schedule, pre or post workout. And then lean protein as a middle afternoon meal. And then usually a shake for dinner because I'm in here working. So it really does. It's satisfying. It gives you your fuel and your energy around the periods when you're actually working out hard and training hard. It gave me enough to recover effectively so I could come in and talk to people and be a good human again. And then I love doing a shake for dinner because then I feel like when I'm going to bed, I'm not hungry, but I don't have any heaviness of food sitting in my stomach. And I just feel so much better when I wake up. So it really is my favorite way to eat. And I love that track training in particular creates that focus because you can't be nauseous when you're running.
Yeah.
You can't be ready to hurl. One time on a Saturday, I ate salmon. And then 4 or 5 hours later, I was at the track and I was still burping up salmon and trying not to vomit. And Todd was like, why are you in a bad mood? I was like, I'm trying not to fucking puke salmon while I'm running 300. Do you have any other questions? He's like, you don't have to be in a bad mood about it. I was like, I'm going to puke salmon. This is not good right now.
So gross.
He's
It's
like, I'm
already
just saying,
disgusting when
can
it
you just-
goes down,
can
let
you just
alone
be
come back
friendly?
up.
I'm like, First of all, I'm ready to fucking puke from 300. I'm not in a chit chat gossip mode. Second of all, there's salmon in my throat. Stop.
Chit chat gossip, chit chat gossip.
Fucking wants to be chatty Cathy at the track at 4 p.m. on a Saturday.
All right, so I think she kind of got to the bottom line about why he's moving those carbs for you earlier,
Hard
earlier
lessons on
in the
me.
day. Yeah, so
I'm
earlier
the
in the day.
fish child in this, remember?
But it should feel pretty good to a lot of you. Again,
Yeah.
all of those of us that are insulin resistant, that actually is the best time to do something versus the last meal of the day, because you will have plenty of time to burn it off.
Yeah.
So that's kind of how that's going to work right there. Then at the bottom, he had me put in there just little tip things that are important for endurance athletes, sprinters, hurdlers, jumpers. For throwing athletes, this is also the power sport athlete. Should focus on building muscle size and strength. Therefore, focus should be on consuming carbs for training energy, good source of protein to maximize recovery for post-workout. So like Rhonda's a great example. She has her sweet potatoes before we go heavy on squat and deadlift, and she's just a powerhouse. If she doesn't, she comes at the end of the day, she's had nothing but protein all day. She just like cannot get enough fuel to pick up heavy weight. So if you are like, well, I gotta time that meal closer to when I'm working out with Melinda or Brittany or whatever, then just rotate it on that day. What we're pretty much testing on this though is just keeping it a little bit earlier and having a long intermittent fast and seeing what it does to your ability to lean out, but also put muscle on, since we're all in the zone of gotta build, gotta have a lot of muscle, but at the same time, gotta stay as lean as possible and come out of the holidays leaning out more. So this will be on the app. I just wanted to go over it. So I'll load this on the app. So you guys will see that tonight. All right. Next thing that we're going to go into is the training on the app. So I'm going to move out of here and you got to confirm that you can see that I moved the page. Can you see the app right now on the screen? Mike, okay, thank you, Mike. All right, so it's a lot of work to go from his this horrible book of information for the workouts. So I ended up being able to get one of the workouts made. It just was so much work.
Oh, he tried to sell me on how
So-
phenomenal this
Oh
is.
yeah, I mean, it looks great, and you guys, it's just like the workouts that
Yeah,
we
I know,
make
but
for
he
you.
just gave me the sales pitch and I was like, I don't think I'm getting the whole story.
He did not give you the whole story,
No.
what it takes to actually make it into the workout.
It's kinda
But
like
then,
the 3 hours to do.
yeah,
some
3
word-
hours
no,
for one.
No, the
with
word
him
tweak-
talking.
No, the word tweaks for the kiosk. And he's
Yeah.
like, it's not that hard. I was like, I didn't say it was hard. It still took 3 hours.
Exactly. All right, so then down here, let's see if you can see this part. So this is going to be the cool part, is now I have created just a new workout called February Practice 1 that's live. So when we make the video, we'll just have to upload the video into that. And then you guys will be able to get your video right here in the app. So you'll be able to watch the video in the app versus having to go to YouTube. Then when we film the virtual practice week 3 and week 4, that will be on there, practice 2 and practice 3. And we'll take those videos and load those in here, and you'll be able to find these right in the program as well. We also have to load in here the conditioning for the throwers, conditioning for the endurance people and so forth. So that needs to be loaded. So he said, keep using the January workout, whatever workout you're on, until you see the new workouts appear on here, because sometimes it just takes us this long to get the shit made into the app. So he said, don't let them take a whole week or 2 weeks off by any means. So
Yeah.
just do what you were doing in January for the rest of this week, and then I'll have the rest of these things loaded this week.
Melinda-
And then, yep,
Oh,
go ahead.
Sorry, I will tell you, I went on because I was going to do my workout tonight, and I don't know if that's the way with other people, but on my program and workout, everything's wiped out.
Yeah,
Gone.
because January's over.
Okay. So just,
Yeah, because
Do by-
I figured out the new way, which was to end it. I remember I had a problem with them ending when the
Yes.
month was over. Well, now it's ending like it's supposed to. And then he goes, let him do January still. I'm like, that's great. I just figured out that whole thing last month. Everything. So,
okay, so just go by memory. Okay.
Well, the packet that you have that
Oh,
has,
yeah. Yeah.
stay in that thing.
Okay.
That's the least stress. I don't want to tamper with the app again when it's now ending like it's supposed to. So yeah, just go from the packet, if it just says like to do some more conditioning work or whatever. You don't have to, there's a difference between workouts and practices. So practice is just once a week, 3 times a month, the live one and the 2 virtual. So you don't have to practice every Sunday. There's at least 1 Sunday a month off. The conditioning part, the rolling, the stretching, and then some of that lifting part, that's the part he's like, let them do that even into this week from last month. So that way, even with February, once I load it, the goal will be it lasts for 4 weeks from your start date. So I'll have it in that manner. Okay, so like I said, in the next day or so, I'm slammed on Wednesdays, but Thursdays is when I wrap up I have to button up anything that's left over. So expect Thursday to be, the meal plan for sure will load tonight, but expect Thursday for the wrap up of this. And then it'll notify you once I get it in the app. And it'll be so much easier to use this time around. Okay, so that's training in the app starting February without having to use those packets anymore. Confirmation for power sports, doing a meet in Columbus, just a couple blocks up from here. We're still waiting on a confirmation back.
for
June
June when I
3rd.
was sitting here.
Okay, so June 3rd is the date that we're gunning for, and that's what we requested. Now, any of you that know or have access to tables and chairs, because the gym doesn't have tables and chairs, we're going to need some tables and chairs. So if you can just ask around, since it's June 3rd, maybe some schools are out and they've got cafeteria tables and some chairs we could borrow. But we definitely need some audience chairs and the cafeteria tables for the judges.
I think they might have a couple tables there that they use for like the grand opening event, but yeah.
Yeah,
we need some
but if I can
judges
get it all,
table.
I just
Yeah.
would rather get it all.
Well, that's for us to set up shit on.
Yeah. So June 3rd is the weekend. That weekend is a photo shoot weekend as well. Since you're going to look good and you're going to be lean and you're going to be winning, Sunday, June 4th is the photo shoot day. It's going to be located at the same place in Lewis Center off of Polaris Parkway. For some people, it will be a midway results photo shoot. For some people, it will be an after photo shoot. For some people, some of you, it will be an athlete photo shoot as a team and for your roster picture. If you're on both teams, you will have to have all your uniform tops. So we'll get your headshot with your uniform top, which will be for track if you're on that, for powerlifting if you're on that, one or the other, or both of them if you're on both teams, because we're getting ready to make athlete rosters that are going to be put on the Amp Up site. We've been working very intensely with our coder to start developing those pages. And so then once we get the headshots on there, it'll talk about you. It'll have your bio that will work with you to make your bio up. Talk about your before and after, talk about state and national records that you are, because this all will lead into when we start doing the reality series for Amazon. All of this stuff has to be up ahead of time. So when people start Googling stuff about you, they'll be able to go to the site and read all about you. So these are a lot of different steps and phases, and it's a big fucking project. And you just got to break down this Las Vegas casino I'm building into all these baby steps. And you guys are here for the baby steps.
And then enjoyable things happen along the way. Like we start building the athlete directory page, and then somebody messages me that our checkout page doesn't work and she's trying to buy protein powder. And then I go to see what's happening, and literally you go to checkout and all you see is the footer on the entire website, nothing else. Like it went into a black hole. It did not exist anymore. So then I message our wonderful coder and he fixes that. Then somebody else, Stacy, messages me, hey, your checkout button isn't working. I was like, where are we at in this process now? And she's like, it just keeps spinning. I'm like, hey, dude, now the button's not working. How the fuck is this problem happening? I don't even know what to say about this, but nobody can buy anything, which is another reason why we have not been able to send out the link to have you guys buy our team practice uniforms. We're going to get to that in a minute later in the meeting. But let me just say, there's some dominoes happening over here on this end while we're trying to build everything.
Yeah. Where's my uniform?
So anyway,
Okay.
that got fixed last week.
yeah.
Now you can buy your protein powder. Oh, Yeah, and I got this shit out on the first of the month. I was so fucking happy. Kim came in and I was like, oh my God, it's the first day of the month. I got the protein powder flavors of the month out. And she was like, I saw that all over Instagram. And then that was the fucking day my shit went down and nobody could buy shit for 2 days.
What's going on, man? What's going on, man? Yeah.
I got it out and then nobody could buy anything.
Yeah, exactly. She got it out on time and it was of no use.
Got fucked over.
Now the uniforms, he's going to go over those with the track team. So 2 different things. We're going to have a new power sport uniform shirt color and new stuff on it this year.
Yeah.
So we used it for 2 seasons. So now we're going to go to a new cool color. Your rest of your stuff doesn't have to change. We just want to have a new color for the power sports. Then the uniforms for the track athletes, that is going to be a kit, which is a
Do you wanna
hoodie.
just show it. You want to show it?
Nope. He wants to go over it Sunday with
Oh,
them.
okay.
So
I won't make an email then.
a hoodie. Well, you still need to make that, but a hoodie, the actual uniform t-shirt, and then the shaker bottle.
Mhm.
So it's those 3 things.
And all your shit's gonna have your name on it and your number
And
on
your
it.
number, your name and your number goes on everything. So, and I'm almost positive every single track athlete picked their number already because you all were messaging me. So I have one of the assistants that's going to be typing that list up before we actually make your uniform. But anyway, once she has that page on the site, we'll send that link to you so you can order your uniform with your sizes and all that kind of stuff. The plan is that track uniform is on all of our bodies when we are at the national indoor
Yes.
competition, which he said, I must stress this heavily.
Yeah.
Every single track athlete needs to be at that national competition unless you're out of the country.
Yeah.
He said, number one, you've got to see, first of all, it's in the Louisville, Kentucky, I'm pretty sure. So it was like 2
Yeah.
hours and 45 minutes away.
Oh yeah, it's so quick.
Which we're going to go over to that right now so I can show you. He has made his mind up. We have to be there Friday and Saturday. So if you're
And it's
going to
so
be
cool,
there,
like-
you're going to have to spend the night, Friday night only, and then
Yeah.
you could head back home Saturday after we're done watching stuff.
But trust me when I say it will help you so much to see it. I was literally scared out of my mind because the first track meet I ever did in my entire life was at Nationals.
At National.
And when the gun went off racing in the 100-meter, the girl beside me false started. And then you hear bang, then you hear bang, bang. And I was like, oh my God. Oh, at least it wasn't me. And I was like, okay, redo. But it helps so much to see the lay of the land, and then also just to see the athletes and to see, even if you've run track high school and college before, just see how serious the athletes are, but just see how friendly they are at the same time. So
Yeah.
just to see how serious and in their own zone everybody is. And it's like, it inspires me now when I'm training at the gym on the cold, dreary days. Like, it's so inspiring because everybody's just so in their own lane. They're so self-sufficient. They're so doing this because they want to be there.
Yeah.
Nobody's making them be there. They want to compete. They want to be a part of this. And then just to start to see people and put names and faces together and see who's winning what races and follow them on Instagram. And, so many people know us now and we've made friends with so many people. So this is really the next step for us to come in with the whole fucking squad and a whole team and be like, hey, we told you we were going to do this. When you saw us at Summer Nationals, we told you we were putting together a track team. We told you we were coming back with the whole fucking crew. And here we are. So this is part of us coming in and being like, look, we followed through. We put this together in literally 6 months.
Yeah.
We came back and said exactly what we said we were going to do.
Yeah.
So this is really part of us just expanding our reputation and dominating, like you've seen us do in powerlifting, and just really getting known on this bigger level, and for bringing a whole team and for just really being a dominant presence there.
Yeah.
So, and we want you guys to all see it so you feel comfortable there, so you see and you can start to visualize what you're competing at, so you can see who your competition is, what the age groups are. And it's so much fun.
You can take
it's
video
so fucking
footage.
fun.
Yeah, it's so fun.
It's so fun.
Yeah, it is. So I'm on the site right here for the event, which is Friday, March 10th and Saturday, March 11th. So right here where you see W25, M25, so that's women 25, men's 25, okay? Age groups. And then field events, men's 60, men's 25 to 59. So this is why we have to be here Mike is going to be doing shot put, or we got super weight throws or weighted throws. So we need to be watching. We've got 25+ year olds. We've got 25 to 49-year-olds. We have to be there to watch all the different events for males and females alike. So that's all that's happening on Friday, but we have to go there. There's multiple of you in these type of things. Then Saturday, 60 meters starts the day. So we've got to see the 60 meters. We've got a lot of you running the 60. We got the 3,000 race walks. We got to watch those, 1,500s. Sometimes if it says, if you don't see, like if you just see 25+, let me see, if I don't see it again on Sunday, that means it's everybody. They're putting everybody. And if it goes men's 80-year-old plus for the high jump, isn't that amazing? 80-year-old.
Well, no, I think that they'll have it broken down when they see, because final signups for competitors is not in yet.
Yeah.
They'll break it down by the
Okay,
10-minute
got it.
intervals.
Yeah, yeah. So
So
he
after
said,
people sign
yeah,
up.
we've got to be there Friday
Yeah,
and Saturday
those are
because
just
there's
the
just
zone.
so much going on.
Yeah.
So field events right there. So you start to see women, men's, long jumps, pole vault, a weighted throw, shot puts. So then he said, not that it's not important stuff on Sunday, but relays and stuff like that, not that important to see. We can see
Those
enough.
are fun.
Yeah.
You're just chilling out, and those
Yeah.
are more fun for the competitors anyway.
Yeah. So Friday, Saturday, that's the real
Right,
intense
wait, is it
stuff. So we need to
200
watch
on-
those.
Is the 200 on Sunday?
The 200 is always Sunday,
I mean,
but he
the
said we're not going to
200's
stay for
intense,
that.
but it's not like it's so incredible you have to watch.
Yeah.
You'll get the
exactly.
hang of it by then.
Yeah, you're going to get 4x2s, you're going to get 60s, you're going to get 60s, 800s. Yeah, a lot of the throwing events. Yeah. And then race walks. We got to see those as well. So just to show you a picture. So this was last year when we were there. And Flo Myler, I don't know if any of you can see her. So this is in the USA Track and Field magazine that you get once you become a member. I'm going to try to bring Flo Myler up there closer. She is jumping a hurdle right there. I think Flo is in her 70s or 80s. Yeah, 70s or 80s.
Melinda?
And that was competing against Brittany.
That is literally my
That's-
race.
That's Brittany's
She was
race.
first place.
and that's
I'm to
Easter
the right.
Grant.
I'm
Yeah.
to the right of that picture.
So Easter Grant, she was right there. So now Easter Grant is in her 40s. Now
Mhm.
Brittany's gonna crush the 35 to 39-year-old. So Brittany's can start taking her over. So, but they'll show on here. Oh, this is their athlete of the year, Masters athlete of the year. So anyway, Flo Myler, if you look her up, and it's MEILERFOLFLO. So very, very inspirational. She just got endorsed by Nike as well. And so these people, they're getting Nike endorsed from their events, and she's got a Nike commercial out right now. Holy shit.
Which one? The white-haired one?
She's 105.
Good lord.
She has a flower behind her ear.
She literally looks like she's 83.
Hey,
Okay.
Melinda and Brittany, you guys,
Flo Myler. I'm
What?
trying to-
Stop talking. What?
I don't know if this is happening with others, but you're freezing up every now and then.
Oh shit.
What's
Our
that?
internet's sucking. It's freezing up every now and then.
Anybody else getting that?
Yes, I did.
Our
I
internet is
I had to
sucking.
look
Yeah.
off and get back on again.
Yes, I think it started when you large screen shared your video. I think that's probably
That's
what's
what it began.
eating up
Is that what
some
it began?
data.
Did you
I'm
see any of the
guessing.
magazine I was holding up? Did you hear
Yeah, I
any?
can see it. Yeah,
Oh, look,
yeah, I could hear it.
Okay, got it.
There's a 105-year-old.
Yeah, 105-year-old that I thought she was in her 70s. I was wrong. That woman is 105. She
thought
got
she was
athlete of the
83.
year at 105 plus. She's 105 plus.
Well, no, they just had to say plus because
Yeah.
she's not dead yet. Like,
Yeah.
she's just gonna keep going.
I was trying to look for Flo Myler again because she won the entire year, and then
Okay.
Nike endorsed her.
Okay.
But I don't see her in those ages. She's just female athlete of the year.
Okay.
I can't see her age. Anyway, when you compete, just so you know, another thing I'm going to show you is when you actually do your competition, they're so good about, and again, this is a national magazine that you're going to be featured in. They will take, let's see here, I'm trying to get like a cover so you can see it. So it'll say something like, they'll get pictures, they're getting pictures the whole time, but you'll be featured in there. So it'll say like whatever your age is. So like women's 50, it'll name all the athletes. And then they'll typically be like, this is what the turnout was. They'll write a little story. So every single event, this one's like 75-year-olds or whatever. So then they'll take pictures like that. And then you get in here with your record. And then one more place I wanted to go. Also, in this magazine is really cool. They'll have, this is the All-American standards. This is what we're going from. So just like with the power sports, we look at whatever the records are, and that's what we're training you for. Well, this is the same thing. It starts with 30 to 34, goes to 95-year-olds, and then men is on this side, women is on that side, and then it just goes from every single event. What's the All-American standard? And then once you actually, you got to get good to get All-American. That's not a joke. But once you get All-American, then there's certain awards that you can start to get recognition for and so forth. Okay, so that's kind of, I just wanted you to see that. I also wanted you to see the events that are planned for the 10th and the 11th. So going down Friday, early on Friday, since it's just 2.5 hours away, and then planning on staying Friday night, and then watch all day Saturday, and then just head back home if that's what your plan is. It is the beginning of spring break time, so hopefully all the athletes can make it. The goal is to break in your shoes on that track. This is where I'm going to talk about the shoes and then about the spikes, certain spikes. He's also,
Oh, sorry. Quick question. Can you send us the address of where that is so that we can look at hotels? Because I'm thinking if it's a national meet, it'll probably fill up quick with hotels maybe in the area.
Yeah, I'm sure it will. Here's where, so it's at the Norton Healthcare Sports and Learning Center, Louisville Urban League Sports and Learning Campus in Louisville, Kentucky. And so Friday is 3:10 and to Sunday 3:12. So we plan on being there on the 10th. So what I'll do in the app is I'll put a link to this page in the app, and then I will go on my orbits and look at all the hotels that are nearby, because I'm very picky, but I'm looking for decent hotels right off the freeway close by would be ideal. And then I'll put links in there too when I find good deals that are close by in a safe area, because the last thing we need is to get in some kind of Harlem area there when we don't even know the town. So what Todd wants is breaking in the shoe so you can feel your spikes on a turf, how the rules operate, how the judges operate, meet other athletes, make it real for your training, be in your new practice uniform so they kind of feels that whole team vibe, amp up is coming, we're coming. And then just make it really real. So in your mind, so that's really critical that you understand. That's why we want to go watch, make it very, very real. Now let's talk about the shoes. So again, I'll put all that in the app. So all this is located in the app. So what I want to do with the shoes now, we're still waiting to hear back from Roadrunner about a code, or if it's my phone number that's connected to Amp Up that will give you guys a discount. We just have to hear back from them what they want to do now that we're officially a USA Track and Field sanctioned team. We have a sanction number, we have a team name, Amp Up Sports Track and Field Team. I think that's the name of it, Amp Up Sports Track and Field Team. Yeah. And then we've got a sanction number as well. So now we will be featured on NBC Sports. We'll be featured on usatf.tv. And then every single time that they show the footage on YouTube, it will be all over there. So then because you are sanctioned with the team, the thing about not being sanctioned, as Brittany and I competed without being in a sanctioned team, they don't know your name to announce you over the loudspeaker. And you start to get announced, Mike, you obviously know this from sports in high school, college, Now you start getting announced over the loudspeaker at these events because they know all your info because they got the team info.
And they're
When-
looking for things to talk about.
When you compete, you're called unattached when you're not part of a team. Well, they don't know anything about you. So they
There's
don't
nothing
really
really to
mention
say.
you. Yeah. So they don't know anything to say. They don't really know you, blah, blah, blah. But when you're attached to a team, now they've got your entire bio, everything about you. And it's so much cooler. And the experience is so much cooler.
Yeah.
So we were hearing about Flo Myler because she's part of a team. So that's why we knew who she was. So that's what starts making people understand you, recognize you, know who you are when you're competing, because they're hearing you're attached to a sanctioned team and now they've got your bio and they start talking about it.
And when you start to hear over and over again the team names, Amp Up Sports, Amp Up Sports, Amp Up Sports, Southwest Sprinters, Joy's Jackrabbits, Joy's Jackrabbits. Like you start to hear the team on repeat over and over again, that when you're up, then it's Mike with Amp Up Sports. You're like, oh, Amp Up Sports is another person here. Oh, I've heard that name all day long.
Yeah.
So that's the presence that we wanted to bring.
Yeah.
Because again, when you're stepping up to the starting line, they introduce every person with what lane they're in, but they say, and in lane 7, Brittany Dorsey competing unattached. And that's it. They don't have any information on you.
They don't
There's
have
nothing,
any info.
but they're always looking to, kind of like fill the dead space.
Yeah.
When you're waiting in between.
Yeah.
So if they could talk about you and your bio and the sprinting track team, track club that you're a member of.
Yeah. And you're
they'll
top
do that.
25 last year.
Yeah.
In the 600 or the 60, not 600, in the 60 meter. So they start to say a little bit more of your bio stuff when you're attached, when you're part of a team. So it's really important. And
600's
it
a
just
hell of
makes
a
your
machine.
experience so much better.
Yeah.
Okay, so now I want to just talk about a few tips about the shoes before you all go out. So Todd was really wanting everyone to go together, not together personally, but like in the same week, to Roadrunner, and Roadrunner's right behind us in this complex, but you can do it online. You can do it at one near you. You could do the one that's over here, but he was wanting everybody to go in the same week so they can kind of see, oh, Amp Up is buying all their shoes and inserts and everything all at the same time there. Anyway, let me go over a couple things about shoes and the difference between her foot and my foot. When it comes to, even though she's more, we both stood on the, it is a platform. It's amazing. Hooked to this computer, you stand on it. It is going to mold and insert around your foot and the way that you strike based on this whole computer program. And then it can go in any of your shoes. But I'm not flat-footed. She was considered flat-footed, but I'm just a notch up from it. So I can't wear her inserts. I have to have my own.
Yeah, one of my feet is literally as flat as you can get. The other one is 1 millimeter above as flat as you can get.
So that's why they can't be identical inserts. They have to be molded to each foot because that's going to impact your hip gait and your gait when whatever you're doing. But those shoes are great for anything. So whether you're doing power sports, you want new running shoes, you want some inserts for long distance running, whatever, they are fantastic. And the experience of it is amazing. You don't want to buy those without a discount because they're too effing expensive without a discount. So once you get that VIP discount, they're going to give you a big chunk of money off of those.
Yeah.
Anyway, so that insert and the experience of doing that thing there to test your foot and know everything about your foot. So now what I notice with my foot is my foot needs to sink deeper into a shoe. This shoe, like this one, can you see this, my cursor move right here, Mike? So I know everyone can see it. Can you see my cursor moving on this tennis shoe? And do you see the tennis shoes up on the screen?
Yes.
Yes, yeah, I see the shoes, but the image is so small I can't see your cursor.
Okay.
It's so
So
little.
you may need to switch back, may need to share that instead of your video if you can do that.
I can see
That
the
may
cursor.
help.
I can see it. Third one on the bottom to the left.
Yep, the cursor comes through
Okay.
mine.
All right. So the shoe, okay. Can you see this one up here where my arrow is? It's like a light green shoe.
Yeah. Yes.
Okay. So this shoe, I had it. Brittany runs in this one. It's not deep enough for my foot. Okay. So I really hurt my Achilles real bad right here. So when you look at this, and a lot of shoes will say unisex or they'll say male or they'll say female. Even though I know that I'm on the Javelin screen, even though this says Javelin screen, this is still like a sprinter spike. I ended up finding one that was more like this, that was for sprinters. and then my foot could go all the way in there deeper. Then it protected my Achilles, and then I had no more foot pain. So you need to know that about yourself ahead of time, that if your foot, it feels weird and just like not real safe because maybe too much of your Achilles is hanging out up here, and I've got a large calf muscle, it was just way too weak of a situation for me for a sprinter's spike like that. Now, the best thing about all throwers, it's just, I looked up all the spikes, it's just a javelin spike. So no matter what you throw, everybody orders a pair of javelin spikes for all throwers. So what happens with the javelin spike is one of the shoes is a high top and the other one's kind of low like this. So they have the high top to protect that part of your foot that you always stomp on and then do your throw. So it's really, really cool. You can get them if you want, like I said, if Roadrunner has them, if they can order them, whatever. But it's got to be, you don't just buy it if that's the only one. You're like, that's the only one. It doesn't feel comfortable. No way am I going to use that. You can find them used if you want to on eBay, whatever you want to do. But the main thing that I just showed you here is something that's cut like this is a very low, shallow shoe. And if you know yourself that you need more depth in your shoe, definitely do not go with it. Do not make a purchase like that. Okay. Now, some of these are just stupidly priced. There's way better deal. As you can see, $52 right here for those. So this shit doesn't need to be so stupidly priced like this. Anyway, this one looks a little bit better, like it's a little bit deeper, but I've had this one and this is so shallow, it was awful. So that's the first point I want to make. You don't just buy a shoe, oh, I'm supposed to have a running shoe or a sprinting shoe or a distance shoe. It has to fit your foot and your body perfectly. So if it's got to sink in deeper, then you got to get a deeper one. You might have to get a guy shoe. So mine ended up being a unisex shoe. So my foot sank down way, way deeper. It felt fantastic. Before I had those, it was just excruciating to put it on and to run in it. I was like, that's not right. So your spike should not be killing you to do your runs and your throws or anything in it. Another thing about spikes, you don't wear those all the time. So you'll do that towards the end. You'll do some starts in it, then you take them off. Then you do a run in it, a couple runs in it, you take them off. So you don't just get in them and stay in them. They will hurt your Achilles and your calf and your soleus and your feet, because they are, especially as you can see, they've got nothing to support you back here, and they're on purpose aiming up in order to grab the turf to pull you forward. Or like the this one, the javelin, is some spikes there and just a couple back there to grab the grass or grab the turf. So they're not real even, they're not real comfortable. They're just to do your event and get your feet back out of it.
Well, and you're running so much on your toes when you're sprinting. And so, like I've said, you'll get it when you start to learn how to run in the spikes and your feet have to get stronger in the spikes. So it's like my feet had to get in shape enough to be able to endure track practices in the spikes. And then just like Melinda and I have opposite shoes and I'm weird this way, Todd would say, well, do you want to put on your other running shoes for 500s? And I would say, no, it actually felt better for me to run in the spikes because I could stay on my toes easier. And I actually preferred to run in the spikes after my feet got strong enough. So it was easier for me to run on my toes, and I didn't like that extra weight of the shoe pulling my foot down to the ground. It was actually better and prevented shin splints, as weird as that sounds, for me to be in those track spikes and be running on my toes after I learned proper running form and after my feet got strong enough. So again, there is definitely a learning curve. And it's almost like, I mean, obviously the guys aren't going to understand this, but when you're a girl growing up, I didn't do ballet in toe shoes, but I had friends that did ballet in toe shoes, and you have to get your feet strong enough to be able to use toe shoes. And then that's all you use pretty much. So it's similar to that in that you have to get strong enough to be able to actually execute in those shoes.
Yeah.
And
And
then that's what
really,
you
really,
do.
we're talking about the sprinter shoes
Right.
because the javelin shoes feel
Oh, yeah,
great.
no, I'm talking
The
about
thrower shoes feel fantastic. Distance shoes would feel good to a person because your foot definitely sits much, much deeper in a distance shoe. As you can see, like some of these distance shoes are really awesome. Your foot sits down real nice. It's the sprinter shoe. That's the one that you got to make sure that your foot, this is that one that's real shallow.
But I like that one.
Yeah,
want
and
shit
I
on
don't
my
like that
ankle.
one.
I
Yep.
don't want anything touching my fucking ankle.
Yeah, and that wasn't deep enough for my Achilles. And this one is the one that I ended up going with. It fits great. It fits my Achilles really good. Let me go to another
And
one.
I put hers on and they felt like bowling shoes to me.
Yeah.
And I was like, I want
Yeah.
none of that.
Yeah. So as you can see, like if you look at this Under Armour one, see how much deeper the Under Armour guy is, and then you see real shallow on the Nike one right there. So what I'm paying attention to is just the stuff in the back. That's a real deep one, very comfortable deep one. And then, but there's like, that's the one that that's the shallow guy. So that's what you're paying attention to. Really, there's just endurance shoes, there's thrower shoes, and then there's a sprinting shoe. So that's kind of what there is when it comes to shoes. You don't have to get spikes at all. So I don't want you to feel pressured about that.
Yeah.
If all you want to do is wear your tennis shoes, there's tons of people that just wear their tennis shoes. So
Yeah.
it's 100% up to you. You don't have to. One more thing about spikes is there's two kinds of spikes. I didn't know this, and thank God I had both versions. On my javelin spikes, they came already with the grass spike built in, but they unscrew, they come off. And my sprinting spikes had the turf spike in them. So you cannot interchange those spikes. And they got judges everywhere. They're like, you cannot be on this turf with those grass spikes. I didn't even know that's what they were. So a grass spike is just a longer spike. Looks like a little Empire State Building almost. And then the spikes that are for turf are like a little diamond. They're like a little pointy diamond. So they're shorter and they don't stick. Where my longer spikes for grass, they kept making me get stuck. That's how they saw me. They knew I was doing something wrong. I was getting stuck. Can you imagine if they let me go on a turf with a deep spike? I could have broke my knee if I would have been running and stomped and then went to throw. It could have thrown my knee out from that deep spike being in the turf. So there are reasons why they have strict rules. So no grass spikes can be on the turf ever. So you just have to watch out for that. So just know that about spikes. Make a note of that. A turf spike is a shorter, more diamond looking spike, and it doesn't make you get stuck in the turf. It touches it, but you don't get stuck in it. Grass spikes are because the grass, you need more traction in grass, but you can pull yourself out of that faster. All right, so that's the thing on the shoes. Give me a few more days and see if I hear back from Roadrunner by the end of the week. And then that way I at least have some kind of code number to give you, some kind of whatever that I hear back from them. Because I just notified him today. I had no other time to notify him. So give me the rest of the week to see if he answers me back what is the code or what I need to give you guys. Okay, I went over indoor nationals. Practice is this Sunday. So this is for track and field. You got practice this Sunday. We're going to be at the same place. So same place, same time, same everything.
No, what's the time?
The lie time that everyone needs to be told
Yeah.
is be there by 10. Yeah, 10:15 is the lie time that you need to be there by, and it will be a couple hours. Also, some of you had kind of short sticks for your javelin throws last time, and I don't think I think you need to have at least what Mike made. So try to have at least the length that Mike made, because you have to feel what it feels like to have that whole pole against your arm. You got to get used to that versus a shorter stick. So make sure that your sticks are long enough, please. But you already had your bands. And you got your one dumbbell or kettlebell or whatever. So, okay, at the same place. The way that the Almanac, Farmer's Almanac is saying, 4 snows for this winter, we already did 3. So then they said the rest of February is just going to be dry and cold as hell. But March is probably going to have 1 more snow the first week of the month and then start to warm up. He said, as soon as we get some kind of break, 50, 52, we're going outdoors. We're going to start to be outdoors. So we're hoping March is the first time we can start going outdoors. He said, plan on 8 weeks of very intense conditioning. The second we can start going outdoors. So he said, warn them now. Warn them now. Okay. So I think I went over everything that I needed to review. As we get confirmation on Power Sports on that date, a full confirmation, then we'll make sure you all know that.
I just messaged them. I didn't say, I know you've been busy with your chicken shows, but I know they've been busy with their chicken shows. I just said, I know you've been very busy, but can we have a commitment on the June 3rd date? Because our athletes are getting very excited.
Yeah.
So they know,
Yeah.
our athletes know, and don't let us down.
Don't let us down.
And I've been liking all of Rich Peters' chicken show posts. So I know what he's doing. And hopefully they'll just say yes and let us do whatever the fuck we want to do.
Yeah.
That's all. Just tell me yes. We got it.
Also, the Arnold Classic is coming up. Let me give you the date of that. For those of you that don't know yet, Kim of Healthy Habits, Kim is on the powerlifting team, she's on the track team, and she's a fit coach. She now has a space in the convention center. Right when you walk in is her
Right.
space,
Next to the
And-
front door, hotel entrance,
Yeah.
conference area, all that.
where the whole food court is. Well, the Arnold weekend is the March 3rd, 4th, and 5th. So we've got two of our powerlifting athlete nominees of the year are going to be competing in the pump and run. And then, so those of you that want to come down to the Arnold Classic that weekend and visit Kim at her location in the convention center during that weekend, it's going to be very busy. Or if you want to come and cheer on Rhonda and Meg as they do the pump and run, or if you want to do the pump and run and be a part of that, just know that that's the weekend of it. So it's March 3rd, 4th, and 5th, and we'll be down there. I think the pump and run, Rhonda, is that the 3rd?
It's the 5th. It's Sunday morning.
Sunday. So Sunday is the pump and run in the morning, and we had to be there early, didn't we?
Yeah, I have to lift before 9. You have to be in line to lift before 9. The race, I think, is like 10:30 or something like that.
In line by 9 a.m. Okay, yeah. So that's a Sunday event, but any of you that want to go down there and visit Kim, blah, 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 she'll have bars, she'll have cookies, she'll have all shakes, all kinds of different samples of her foods and stuff that she's really been selling out a lot of. So just to go down there, just to see her, visit her, whatever. So I wanted everybody to know about that as well. Okay, does anybody have any questions for us from all the details that I just went over? Wow, was that good?
Hey, Melinda,
Nice
when you
job.
send out-
Thank you.
yeah, when you send out the information, can you like include the information about like which shoes you liked versus Brittany? Like, because I had trouble following that on my phone. It was kind of hard.
Sorry.
Shoes, I'm gonna call them. On
Yeah,
the
but I'm
shoes,
saying, like, tell me which ones,
I'm
like,
gonna
tell me
call
which
the
ones.
shoes like a deep,
No, just send the link and say Brittany's pick versus Melinda's pick.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I just was curious
so a
because I
deep, like a
couldn't see them.
deep shoe, and then versus, and then
Yeah,
that's
they
me.
listen to like a 30-minute tutorial
And then a
on it.
shallow, okay,
Yeah.
like a shallow shoe
Yeah,
of
just
yours.
say Brittany's shoes versus Melinda's shoes.
Okay, got you. And then remember that javelin, that's just the name on the thrower shoes. They all say javelin shoes, but they're all thrower shoes. They're for all throws, the javelin shoes. And then when it comes to more middle distance, you middle distance runners need to make sure you've got that middle distance type of a shoe.
Yeah, that's
if it's much
that's a
different.
shoe.
Yeah, and I think it might be
Where the
very similar to
spikes
the one
are.
that I got. The spikes are there, but they might be a little bit more even versus pointed up like you see these. These are all aiming up for the person running on their toes. The
I-
middle distance
I
isn't going
thought
to do
middle
that.
distance the spikes were like across the whole shoe.
Yeah, I know. And I think it's flatter.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'll
Real-
have links in the app.
Real
Yeah.
quick, Nicholas was asking, or Nicholas, sorry, Michael was asking what the pump and run was, but before you go there, the Roadrunner, I've been a member there and you get a discount. That might be something to see. I'm sure they won't give both, but I bet your discount's better than that. So, because they have warehouse sales and all of that type of thing.
A member, and so she has a member discount, but is our discount going to be
Yeah,
better?
so Roadrunner has a VIP member discount, and what we were trying to do was get more. We were trying to
Right.
get on the VIP member discount of Roadrunner for a USA Track and Field sanctioned team. So that's what he's working on. He said,
Awesome.
"Okay, I'll get back to you. I've got to meet." And this is the national level. I'm talking to the vice president of all Roadrunners nationwide.
And they also
since-
want to have our products in all of their stores.
Yeah,
and
so-
for us to be at all of their races and events.
Yeah.
Awesome.
And be part of their packets and those type of things. So
Yeah.
he's just working on a bigger thing for us, even though I'm trying to get him, can you give me some kind of number? Because my people need to get this
Yeah,
shit.
we just had to get our USATF sanction after Todd had to watch video seminars for 3 weeks
From the FBI to make sure he's not a molester.
on sexual harassment and cruelty to athletes.
Yeah.
Some of the
Yeah.
questions
Which is
were,
good, which
do you
is
give
good they're
them
that
water
strict.
breaks? And we determined that he was abusive to me over the summer. We were laughing. He called me and he's like, Hey, I'm on my last week of this. Listen to these questions. Multiple choice. Which one is cruel to athletes? And I just threw my head back and I started laughing. I was like, yeah, this is just every day.
Go ahead.
I wanted to say that Kim's meals are great.
Oh, nice.
Oh, yeah.
Thank you. Thank you for offering that.
Yeah,
Yes.
it is great. Also, I will have her put some information, or I will put some information in the chat. I'm going to see her tomorrow and talk it over with her. But Todd and I are doing all of her marketing for that space. So we are like, I took him last week and now we got to plan out who's doing what work and getting it printed in time and get all of our shit ready for the Arnold to really capitalize on this. But I know she's also planning out the shifts for people to work. So if anybody wants to be at the Arnold and, you know, go see it and everything, but also like get paid to do a shift and be at her cafe and just promote the Amp Up brand and to make some shakes and just basically take a salad out and help somebody check out. I know that she's looking for people to work, so you're getting paid for this. So I will get more information from her tomorrow, but I'm going to plan on being there probably one of the first days because I want to see kind of what the flow is so I can give her some tweaks and tips and really help her capitalize on all those days. So I'm going to try to plan a block when I can be there and actually work in her cafe one of the first days of the Arnold. So if anybody else wants to come and basically get paid to hang out in her cafe and hang out with your teammates, I know she would love that support and literal manpower.
I would like to vote for Jody to bring one of her fruit cakes that look marvelous to our party.
For the
I would-
party.
I will do that.
Oh,
Good idea.
Yay!
Great
Jody.
idea. Jody's fruitcake. And the cake that you're talking about, is it the one where Jody makes the cake and then just puts the fresh pieces of fruit all over the top of it?
Yeah. Yeah.
Nice. They're so
And
pretty.
I vote for Brittany to bring some of her cake pops.
Well, they're Jody's cake pops.
Those are Jody's cake pops.
I
Jody,
Well,
bring
here's
cake
what we're
pops.
doing. The cake pops, that's funny that you said that. Jody and I, that's part of our plan to bring the cake pops there. We're going to be using like our bars and Jody's just going to crush them down into the cake pop and then a nice thin light coating on them so they're not too heavy. They don't throw people into a blood sugar attack, but we plan on launching those in different flavors at the party.
Yay. Yay.
Yay. Perfecting some recipes now.
Yeah. Anybody else have more feedback?
You're killing me.
We can answer Michael's question on the pump and run. So Michael, the pump and run,
Pump and
you
run?
you do a bench press. So it's competition. You do a bench press and then you go out and you run a 5K. So it's based on male versus female, your age group, and then how much you do a percentage of your body weight. So for my age group, I have to do, I think it was 50% of my body weight. I have to be able to bench press it up to 30 times. And for every one that you do, you get 30 seconds off your race time. So you can get a maximum of 15 minutes off your 5K time.
15 minutes off of 5K. That's how you start getting up to the top of that top 5 to win that.
Exactly.
Now, Rhonda, I know I watched this, but just confirm it. So you can do the pump and run and do none of the pump part and just do the run part, and you can walk it as well.
Yep.
Or you can do the pump part and not the run part, Rhonda, either or.
Yeah, so you can sign up for just a 5K, or you can sign up for the pump and run, which is the pump plus the 5K. The 5K and the pump and run at the same time this year.
And can you do the pump part and no run, no walk, run part?
No, you
Okay.
have to, if you sign up for the pump and run, I mean, I guess you could not walk it, but you won't get time.
Okay, gotcha. You won't get your time. But that's what that is. And it's pretty fun. It was fun to
Okay,
watch
great.
it.
Thank you.
And it gets you a free pass for Sunday, so you can go into the Arnold. So if you register for the 5K or the pump and run, you get a pass into the Arnold exhibition and everything that day.
So you don't have to pay for your expo pass that day. Okay, that's real cool. Yeah, so that's cool. Yeah, so that's just another event, another physical event to go watch or look or be a part of or whatever in this athlete lifestyle we live. Okay, anybody have any other feedback? Anything else to say? Okay, all right, wonderful. All right, everyone. So I got a lot of links I'll be putting in the app for the shoes, I'll be loading the diet plan, so be on the lookout for that. I'll be loading the workouts in the app for the track and field athletes. Powerlifters, you are still just training with us one more month before we're going to add powerlifting training on the app for you to start in March. You don't need to be doing powerlifting training really on your own right now until March. So right now, if you're training with us, we're doing that. We're just starting the beginning baby crawl. If you're a dual athlete, the track stuff is enough for this month. Mike, obviously I'm talking to you, starting next month, you'll start to climb up on your lifts for powerlifting. But this
Great.
month you can do all the track workout.
Truly a great job. You guys are unbelievable in what you're doing for this team. I mean, look how far you've come to get us here. So it's exciting.
Yeah.
It's a lot of work. I know it is.
Exciting. It's
Yeah.
so exciting.
Yeah.
It's so much work, you guys. Oh my God. But we are such big thinkers, and what we did wrong before was we made our goals. We thought they were big and we got them too fast.
Yeah.
So we were like, shit, we're getting our goals too quick. We got to make them even more gigantic.
Yeah.
So we could keep striving for stuff. So doing this with teams with all of you guys and all your own goals and watching you guys succeed, I'm like, oh, now we're starting to get where we got goals that can last a long time.
and the
We can
other
keep
side-
going after them.
I will say the other side is like you're saying thank you to us, but thank you to you guys,
Mhm.
because the other side of that, I was talking this over with a client today about how, so long story short, on my Thursday group, two of my girls, my regular girls, brought two new girls into the group, and these two girls just clicked on the first day. The chemistry was on, they loved the music, they vibed with all the other girls, they totally loved the girl power, team spirit. And so I was saying to Nicolette, like, I love that we've created something where everybody knows what our culture is now. And so for these women to bring in two women where they just clicked and were like the perfect little puzzle pieces starting on day one, that means we've done our job, right? To say, this is who we are. This is what we believe in. This is what we're about here. This is what our culture is. This is how we treat each other and
Mhm.
what we're here to accomplish together.
Mhm.
So that's really been the thing where this time around,
Yeah.
it's not just about us, but it's also about people that are on the same journey.
Yeah.
And we're all working together synergistically to actually accomplish even more together.
Yeah.
So we all have the same goals. We're all cheering each other on. And you guys winning at what you're doing gives us more energy and more motivation. Just like I said, I love watching all those athletes compete at track nationals. And it literally is in my mind giving me the motivation when I'm training in the cold, dark, dreary, shitty weather of February. It just, the energy just flows so synergistically. And that's what you want on a team. So it's like Tom Brady just retired again because he doesn't have that with his current team. And that's really what he was missing. He was trying to make that happen another year. He was trying to get that team together. He was trying to feel that chemistry and those good feelings. And it just literally takes winning from just like you're winning to like you're fucking winning everything. So that's really the most important thing to us. Like, we have big goals, but we have to have the right team around us because it just elevates everything. And that's really like the joy in the experience that we want to have this time around and that we demand to have this time around. So thank you to all of you guys for
Exactly.
literally being that energy, being so protective of our herd, our tribe, our little athlete family here, our team, and just, you know, literally being that extension of what we want.
Yeah, exactly. It's so awesome.
Yeah, we're so happy.
Yeah, it's great. Thank you guys. Really appreciate all your legwork and excitement and energy you bring to all of us and the other teammates. It's infectious. So thank you.
Wonderful.
You're welcome.
Welcome. The Barbie extras are happy.
Sounds like you guys are the biggest cheese balls.
All right. Okay, guys. Well, we'll see a big chunk of you this Sunday. We'll
Yes.
see you guys at Fort Ohio. Yep.
Linda, Jody, can you give me a call when you're done with this? I got a call from Darlene I wanted to talk to you about.
Absolutely. I'll be
Okay.
on the phone in a moment.
All right, bye.
Thank
Bye.
you guys. Bye.
Bye, everyone.
Bye. See everybody.
See ya.